Okay, welcome everybody. Today we're just gonna go dive deeper into Oricon. This company was kind of interesting to me for a couple of reasons. So yesterday we thought about, okay, does this company have a moat, right? Like why is it that their margins are so impressive? So we're gonna review this company real quick. Let's take a look at profitability. Company has been experiencing growing EBIT margins. Okay, SG&A is rather stable, but net income margin has climbed over the years. Now, yeah, I wanted to understand, like, okay, what is it about what they do allows them to generate these margins? So as a brief overview, Oricon does these consumer surveys, right? So customer satisfaction surveys. It collects data from these individuals who are actual customers who actually use these services. They're not, from my understanding, these are actual users. It collects this data and also it filters it for fraudulent information and outliers, and repackages it in a way and distributes it and sells it to companies who want this type of information. So, today I just wanted to understand more about the company, and that's what we're going to be doing. Okay. So first thing that pops out to me about Oricon is I remember when I was in elementary, which is quite a while ago. I had a phase where I just like listening to like different genres of music. So I would listen to like Japanese music, and I remember like on YouTube, if you search up, for example, if you go on YouTube, you search up Oricon music charts, something like that, or music rankings, right? You would get like these, top 100 songs in Japan, type of thing, right? And so I remember, oh, why that is true. So essentially, Oricon is like the billboard of Japan. And so they collect sales data from music stores, online stores, streaming services, and it has multiple different rankings that it uses to look at single sales, album sales. It does it for not just music; they also do DVDs. They do books. They do there's even like they also do apps. They also do software, video software. Probably I think this is video game software. Maybe let's take a look. Maybe video game software. Okay, interesting. But yeah, so they've started this service like many years ago. I think even at their first, they started this type of ranking system even when just cassettes were around, like before even CDs. So this is like in the 1967, I think, if I remember correctly, was when they first did this type of thing. So yeah, so they're known as the billboard of Japan, right? And that's not an easy reputation to come by, right? So they've had this reputation of gathering this data for multiple services, and essentially what that allows them to do, in addition to their surveys, is that allows them to have like a data service, right? So they can package this information and sell it to companies, right? Now, this customer satisfaction survey business is in a similar light in that they've in 2025, as of July 25, they've surveyed over 4 million people. So similarly, they extract, they have these questionnaires, and they ask questions that essentially companies want to know the answers to, and what that's allowed them to do is produce rankings into 13 different categories. So think about insurance, finance, cram schools, communication, beauty, sports and health, all these other categories, and allows them to give a ranking. And every year they actually have like a annual award. Okay, Um, so let me go to the annual reward, customer satisfaction rewards page. So we can go there real quick. And then you can look at the 2025 actual results. So let me just translate this page real quick. So click here for the list of 2025 #1 winners. All right, so if we look at each category, okay, direct car insurance, Sony insurance. Why is this helpful? Because if I'm a consumer and I'm looking for any of these above categories, I can easily, because I already know Oricon from their music rankings. So this is something I don't know yet. I don't know if Oricon music rankings came first, or if like this other data came out afterwards. Like which was the priority? Did they do customer satisfaction surveys? That's something for me to figure out later on. But if I know Oricon for music rankings, oh, they're dependable for their music rankings. Like this is a true reflection of what people want nowadays. Then potentially as a consumer, oh, I need car insurance. You know, I grew up, you know, like you listen to a lot of music when you're in elementary and high school, right? And post-secondary as well. But like once you get in the real world, like car insurance, you know, or home insurance, fire insurance, you know, like life insurance, medical insurance, all these types of insurance, you know, like who do I want to go to? Bicycle insurance, that's interesting. Yeah, and then let's see, what's finance, online securities, NISA Bank, online banking, FX, bank, car loan mortgages, Sony Bank. Interesting. Yeah, so if I'm signing up for a credit card, if I'm signing up for like in online banking, you know, then I know what to start with first. What's something else people would look into? Housing, apartment renovation. Interesting. How about finding a water server, purified water, human resources, job search website in Japan. Interesting. In Japan. Interesting. Okay. I mean, this is information that's good for me for a different stock that I'm researching. This is good for I'm going to be doing research on what was it? Wantedly 3991. Wantedly is a company that does that connects employers and employees in a way that's more approachable to younger adults, I would say. Yeah, what's in communication? Cheap SIM card, Ion retail, low cost smartphones, internet lines, internet connection. Yeah, and think about like what this means, right? Like you have these award shows, you have companies show up to these award shows, get these awards, and then they go like, hey, we won this award by Oricon, right? So not only is it something to brag about, it's something that creates also reputation for the brand as well. This is kind of like what is it, like the Oscars, BET awards, what's like Teen Choice Awards or whatever, those type of things, right? All these different award shows. But the thing about award shows and rankings and is like you don't need more than one. You know, you typically have one go-to, right? And that's it. Like we don't need we don't need 5 billboards, and you might need 1 or 2 billboards, you know, and that's about enough, right? So it's really about the competitive advantage is there, meaning like once you build up a reputation, it's hard to be dethroned because you're just like the go-to. And another thing about that is if we go back to the Oricon, like to collect this data, right? Like you have connections at actual locations like stores, music stores, bookstores, yada yada. There's giving you data, correct? And so, like, if you're a bookstore, like for example, right? You don't want to give this data out to 5 different companies, right? Like you max want to probably do it to 1 or 2, right? Before it gets a little bit out of hand, right? So just yeah, once you've started, once you've built up a reputation, there doesn't need to be another entrant in this market. I think Billboard is able to sneak into Japan because like of their international, you know, reputation. So they've kind of been able to go in, but even then, Billboard has not been able to dethrone Oricon, right? So that's one thing that was interesting and something I didn't know about. Like I didn't realize Oricon was the music thing until I looked into it more deeply. So, yeah, so they have these awards, and these awards help them build how do you call it? It helps them build connections in the industry, right? So if you know like, oh, who's the investor relation, sorry, who's the communications person at Sony, who's a communications person at XYZ firm, right? ABC firm, right? And um, from what it seems like, they are taking a very neutral stance on all this. Is all data driven. They're not. It, I think if they were to take bribes and that kind of stuff, then the company wouldn't be where it is right now, right? So yeah, as long as they continue to do that and not let that get in the way, then I think it's good. Their second business, news distribution and PV. So essentially, they actually produce. So this says right here, they produce over 3,000 news and feature articles and video content per month, focusing on showbiz, entertainment, and lifestyle topics. So they mainly focus on entertainment news. They're not like a really traditional news outlet. But let's think about how that's valuable, right? So they have a news outlet. They have these rankings. They can use those rankings and that information they extract, and they can use it in their news distribution, right? And when they do news, they also are accumulating data as well, right? Which can be repackaged in a way then and can be sold to customers and users, right? Um, yeah, but it seems like they also get paid for like creating news, Oricon news. So it becomes like a type of complementary thing. So okay, here they have the wheel. They have like, if you look at the Oricon news website, they have the music rankings. They have some latest news. So not only is like, hey, what are people listening to nowadays? Oh, what is the latest news? Yeah, and you click into the article, right? And you see that Seiko and Fate Grand Order have a collaboration. It's like, oh, that might be something I wanna, that might be a watch I want to buy. It could PR. So this could be like some type of marketing, right? Maybe Seiko pays them to release this type of article, for example. Yeah. So news. What is this? What does this mean? Popularity thing. So this is like a Yahoo News, maybe. It looks kind of like that, but let's use Google Lens real quick. What does this mean? Popular celebrities, right? So yeah, entertainment news. They focus on entertainment news, right? And it is profitable. Okay. Next, what else besides that, right? Data service business, right? So again, they collect data uh, on the entertainment market report, right? So they have their own report that they probably sell for some high fee. We compile sales data from participating stores across the country and create daily rankings for music, video, and books. The compiled data is stored in a database and made widely available to various industries and general public through online data services and the book Oricon Entertainment Market White Paper. We also conduct surveys on entertainment and trends using our own monitors and publish a wide variety of rankings. Yeah. Oricon Biz Online. Yeah. It's a monthly subscription ranking information service for individuals that provide faster, deeper, and more comprehensive ranking information than anywhere else, as well as ability to search past rankings and records of rankings by person or song name. So this is an additional way for them to monetize their database. Oricon Monitor Research, entertainment ranking and trend surveys using our own monitors. We conduct questionnaire surveys using our own monitors and cover a wide range of fields, from entertainment ranking surveys for popular artists, actors, announcers, dramas, etc., to lifestyle awareness and trend surveys. Yeah, there's that. And then they have advertising business. This one's pretty interesting. So I believe this one has something to do with, might be a subsidiary, I'm not sure. Shin Asahi, or a small but elite comprehensive advertising company established in 2017 by members who used to work in sales at major advertising agencies. We have a wide range of businesses focusing on media, promotion, digital, and music content. In each business, we strive to respond sincerely. Okay. From planning proposals to production, advertising, and implementation, as the communication environment through advertising becomes more diverse every day. So there's like a marketing agency essentially, right? So they do media, so do planning and production for actual, television, radio, newspaper ads, right? So they do that production business, planning and production of events, seminars, and sales promotions, digital business planning and production of advertising and PR related to SNS, social media, creation and renewable of HP. I don't know what that means. Content business, sports, characters, games, art, video, SDGs, learning. Okay. Yeah, so that's what their marketing arm does. And let's think about how these things kind of like have some type of, cohesiveness, right? So you have a reputation for doing rankings, right? And you have these award shows. So you build up connections with these industry partners, right? At Sony, for example. You have a news outlet. You have an actual website where you generate impressions, right? So someone at Sony and Insurance, right, who was looking to sell cars, like if you have a news article on cars, it would be natural to place an ad from Sony on that news article, correct? That's one thing. Data collection, right? So that's natural. They're collecting data when you make these articles. You're collecting data when you do these customer surveys. You're collecting data when you have these rankings for books, DVDs, and yada yada yada, in terms of entertainment business, which can inform people how to make good business decisions, right? In terms of entertainment related business decisions. So if you're an actor, you're an artist, you're releasing a new movie, you're releasing a new music album, you're doing anything in that regard, like you would want to understand what are the latest trends, how are people connecting with fans, how, like what works, what are things that works. And like one thing I thought about, like that was very interesting, is when I was actually going through the singles, like the type of the music that is really popular in Japan nowadays. You see a lot of groups. You see a lot of girl groups and guy groups in there, right? So let's say I'm a idol management company, like a YG Entertainment, right? And I want to create a Japanese boy band, a boy idol group, right? And I want to think, hey, what is the ideal number of dudes to add in a boy band, right? So I don't know if you guys heard, but like in Japan, there used to be this girl group. I mean, still is a girl group called AKB48. So there's like literally like I think 48 girls in one girl group, right? So who even cares if they know how to sing at that point, right? When there's that many, right? So that seems to be something that you see in Japan a lot. It's like, yeah. So what is the ideal number? So you can look at how you can kind of analyze these boy bands to see like, oh, what is working, what's not working, for example. That's an idea. What else? I had something else to say. Oh, marketing. Yeah. So you have these award shows, you build these connections, and you can literally recommend it to, like, hey, we really deeply understand what music listeners, what people want, right, based off of our data. So because we understand the trends so well, we have access to all this data, and we know what works. Wouldn't be one of the like easiest things to do is literally marketing, right? So you have all this knowledge and know-how through years of producing this type of business, and you give this information to people who are veterans in marketing, and you have a marketing agency. That just seems like a very good I don't use synergies, but it is synergistic in a way, right, for the company. So yeah, so this looks like areas where they can continue to expand. I don't think that they have to necessarily, like, they have 13 categories now, but I can see them having more categories. Like, why limit it to this many categories? Why not get surveys for like a more diverse range of consumer or entertainment categories? I feel like they can definitely do more. Is the idea. So yeah, that was the initial extraction from me going through the website. Now I want to do other research on the company. So I know they have different social medias. I actually want to take a look at this. So let's see. This is really cool. This is data you should actually note as an investor. Is like this stuff sometimes is not really noted in isn't really noted in their investor presentations or financial reports, and this is kind of stuff you need to track on your own. It's like, what is their follower growth? Like, what was a year from now, and then what is it now? Like, what's a month-to-month growth? What's the annual growth? Like, this is information that I feel like you aren't really trained to do, but it's something that can actually add a little bit of value, right? So let me create an Excel spreadsheet for this type of information. I think it's quite valuable. Sorry, I'm just working on a separate screen because I don't want you guys to see my personal file folders, so just bear with me for a second. The full name Oricon uses Oricon Inc. Okay. One thing I like to do is when I do research is like when I come up with some data points, I like to put it into a blank Excel. Obviously I have models as well, but yeah. So the thing about my models is sometimes the models will be distributed. Sometimes these models will be for personal uses only. I don't feel any pressure or need to ever distribute them to anyone. So here's an example. Like I actually do make models for companies, but sometimes like I can't be bothered to make them very aesthetic or very nice looking for people, so I ended up just not releasing it or distributing it. Loyal fans of mine who have been with me from the beginning know that I have distributed financial models before on certain companies. But yeah, sometimes like this is the conflicting thing. Sometimes the speed at which, like if I were to distribute a model and actually make it very nice, the speed at which I produce research is slower, right? And I don't like that. So yeah, so you should change these dates real quick. Fiscal year 2025. Where are we at right now? We are at, what is Oricon's fiscal year? Let's take a look real quick. Okay, so I believe it should be March 31st, but let me double check. Anyone say anything on Twitter real quick? Cool. Okay, quickly look at IR information. So year ended, yeah, March 31st. So let's do that, which is a standard time frame. So that's their latest period, so let's just quickly change it. Ignore these numbers, this is from the previous. Okay, so information like this, so Twitter followers, live. Let's do this in millions. So 1.6. How come I just lost whatever? Okay, I'll just open it again. That's okay. So 1.6 million followers. Just gonna quickly take a look at like what type of things. Okay, what did it even say that they do? Delivering entertainment news, Oricon rankings, music, drama, anime, comedy, movies, and more. Focusing on the latest entertainment info. Yeah, it's good. The question for me is like, what do the youth of Japan like? You know, because like, if you look at this website, like it looks. Let's go back to Japan. Like, do youth really use this? This seems like something that was in the Yahoo, age, where people would have a browser and open it up, and immediately, Yahoo News would open up, right? You know what I mean? It looks like something like that, right? But like, how much like of the current generation really use something like this, right? So the question is, how do they package this in a way that it's appealing to the next generation? I think it's a question that I have for them. How will they appeal to youth, right? Because it's ultimately the biggest consumer of, well, not exactly, but I guess like a lot of music sales are probably driven by the youth, I would say. Okay. Next one, Facebook. That's interesting. 164,000 followers. Okay, so this looks like something that is paid then, because I noticed that there was like an article for it. So this seems like some type of paid distribution, from Seiko. So yeah, they do advertising, that kind of stuff. So I believe that was 140 something thousand, 164,000. Okay, let's put this in thousands actually. Facebook followers. Okay, next, Instagram. See, that's where the youth is. Let's see how they're doing. 43.6K. That's not very good. That's a little bit less than I thought. They probably have to do some video content, probably. They're probably not tapping into that enough, likely. Okay, YouTube. YouTube, they're doing quite well, from what I remember. So they have 2.33 million subscribers. So that's really good. So they've been doing video content. So yeah, entertainment news. What are some of these other ones? Oricon anime game? What is that? Anime game stuff? That's interesting. Joshi Plus. What is that? Okay, no clue. But while that loads, so it seems like YouTube subscribers in the thousands is they had 2.33 million, right? 2.33, so something like that. So YouTube is their best one so far. Next is Twitter, and then Facebook. Facebook is kind of hard, honestly. So let's say, what type of entertainment did they do? Pickup. Let's take a look at translate. Featured event videos, featured interviews, martial arts, this commercial. So they do shoot commercials. So this is probably commercials that they've shot themselves. Interesting. Movie trailers. Oh, they do movie trailers as well. Maybe, not sure. Either these are shot by other people and then they just distribute it. So anime, voice actors, stage musicals, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Mahjong, baseball. Okay, interesting. I don't know why it's these categories, but somehow they have maybe some type of affiliation to this type of content. Not sure. Very interesting. Very interesting. JoshiPlus.jp might be something I can only log into with a Japan server, maybe. CS ranking, customer survey ranking. So this is probably them selling these customer satisfaction reports, probably. Yeah. 5 billion views. How's their average view count? 1 day ago, a couple thousand. Yeah, just a variety of just a variety of videos, just random videos. Okay, go back to analysis. Yeah, one thing I want to figure out more concretely is I want to know the revenue. Yeah, I want to know the revenue breakdown. So let me take a look at that. So yesterday I did convert some of the information. So let's take a look at that. For revenue breakdown here. Oh, very good. Okay, so we can, definitely useful information. Okay, so what are we going to do here? Community communication data service mobile. And then there's advertisements. So 2025, okay, so it looks like advertising might be a new segment because that wasn't there before. Community data service. Community communication. Data service. Mobile. Mobile and then advertising. That seems to be a new category. So, okay. So I think the way we want to do this probably is community communication revenue. Because I don't see them overlapping here very much. So this would be 235452161586151 like that. It's okay, we don't need to do that yet. Data provision, data service. Seems like kind of a redundant category, but content distribution services revenue. Mobile device content distribution, advertising, event planning. How does, okay, let me open the Japanese version of this, or else that's gonna not make much sense. Hello, we have 3 new viewers. Are you guys existing, like, any of them, are any of you returning viewers or any of you new viewers? Because if you're a new viewer, I highly suggest that you guys sub, because if you sub, a nice animation is going to come up and you're going to replace the recent subscriber and you're going to be highlighted. So please consider doing that. This is a mouthful. This is a lot of words here. I'll use Google Lens to quickly take a look at this. Translate. Content distribution services for mobile devices. What is this? What is this? Go back down. Advertising and event planning. So I think that would be probably related to the Asahi business, Shin Asahi business. Okay, we're gonna do mobile and advertising. And there's an other revenue. I'm gonna keep things simple. I mean, we can aggregate it that way, but for now, I'm going to not aggregate it that way. Mobile revenue. Data provision. I'll just call this data service revenue. Okay, total revenue. Okay, that's gonna be how we're gonna be distributing this, and then we're gonna fill out the last period. And they have no more other revenue, so this is advertising is 0. Okay. Good to know. Okay. Did I do this? Wait, this was not done correctly. There we go. Okay. Got a sanity check sometimes. Sometimes for Japanese filings, what will happen is that their numbers will be slightly different. Yeah, it's off by 1, that's fine, and yeah, so the numbers are fine, just you know. They don't do accurate rounding. It's really retarded. In English filings, you never get these type of discrepancies too much, but Japanese filings. But yeah, if it's off by a little, I don't really care. Yeah, this is fine. I wonder if there's seasonality to this, because I feel like this type of information is way more valuable to certain companies on the annual report than in the quarterly, but could be wrong. Segment profit. Okay, that's information. That is important for sure. Okay, 2025 other segment profit. Okay, so we're gonna change this from revenue. Why did I do that? Revenue to, I believe this is operating profit. Should be, at least should be. Curious what other is. And none. Okay. Okay. Advertising. 100% margins. Jesus Christ. This is probably not operating profit. Probably got this wrong. Yep. Yep. Maybe gross profit, honestly. 55% is definitely not operating profit. Would be nice if we had that data though. 2710865. We can just double check with the income statement right now. Income statement. Huh. It's a little different. A little different. Segment profit. Why is that different? Hmm. 1402. Segment profit. Huh. Company-wide expenses. Okay, so 26. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. So they have company-wide expenses, but if I minus 18.1 here, that's okay. So advertising, the difference is a couple things: elimination of intersegments, transactions, advertisement of goodwill, company-wide expenses, and then we get to operating profit. Company-wide expenses, 1.3 billion. Company-wide expenses. What do I want to call this? This is company-wide expenses. Okay, we're gonna go with the company name of this and call it segment profit because it is something else. I could have just done that. Interesting. And I might as well insert that other data. So elimination of transactions, elimination of goodwill, company-wide expenses, operating profits. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's not do that. There we go. So community communication segment is very profitable. Data service also very profitable. Mobile segment. What exactly is our mobile segment? What does that mean? Yeah, business communication business is their surveys. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. And news distribution. And okay. Data service segment provides marketing data for music software, video software, and books. Mobile business provides content distribution services for music, books, for mobile devices. Content distribution for mobile devices. Content distribution. Okay, I'll just go with that. And then data service provides marketing data. Marketing data. So they sell it, probably. There's that. And then customer satisfaction survey, trademark use, digital promotion, data sales, and a news distribution, PV business. The company engages in advertising business and news article provisions using its own media, Oricon News. I feel like the company needs to do a better job of like, I don't see any shorts on the YouTube page. They definitely should do some shorts. I don't know why there was there any shorts? Let me just take a look. I could be wrong. Oh, they do have some shorts. Interesting. But the thing is, because they cover such a diverse range of things, I wonder like how effective some of this is, right? Like, okay, hard to say, hard to tell. Advertising business. This is a new segment, so that could be a good driver for them in the future. Growth driver. Hard to say. They had no revenue. Now they have 81, and then in the 81. I mean, they just got started, right? Like, what is 81 million yen? That's 800K. Like very little money. Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, right? So that's probably dragged on, but then. Data service margins are good, mobile margins are so good, and then, yeah. But then mobile margin business, the revenue went down. I'm not sure because they sold it to, they said they sold it or something like that in regards to mobile. Which is sad. Additional information, what happened here? Absorption type merger. So Oricon Me and Oricon Next Communication entered into a merger on July 1st. Absorption type merger of Oricon Me and a surviving company, Oricon Next. As the market environment surrounding our group changes, the boundaries between advertising and PR business areas of the two companies are gradually disappearing. Therefore, based on comprehensive assessment of factors such as the creation of one-stop sales system to pursue overall optimization for our group and expectation of improved productivity and competitiveness, we resolved a merger with the aim of further business development. Okay. They did something with their mobile business. Okay, in the mobile business, we provide services such as distribution of music, books, and other content for mobile devices. The performance obligation for content distribution, such as music and books, is to distribute content to customers. The performance obligation for content distribution is deemed to be satisfied when the customer purchases the content. Okay, I recall them saying that the revenue dropped for a specific reason. I'm trying to find that out right now. Oricon Me, management of comprehensive entertainment distribution service for mobile devices and PC, music distribution, ebook site Yumrun, Oricon Music Store. Advertising business is Shin Asahi. That's new. That's new. What did they do? They did something to their mobile business. Which they sold this percentage. Okay, so all shares of the subsidiary. Okay, in November 2024, all shares of the subsidiary succeeding this business were transferred to a company outside our group. As a result, sales for the consolidated fiscal year decreased by that much, 159 million, from the previous consolidated fiscal year, and segment profit decreased by But did they sell that business? What happened here? Like, I'm not understanding that too much. They said November 2024. Let's see if we can find news on that. News. November 2024. Year 2024, please. November. Okay, advertising company Shin Asahi becomes a consolidated subsidiary. So this is part of their advertising. Oricon has decided to make Shin Asahi company a company involved in advertising planning and production. A consolidated subsidiary of the company. The company is a small but elite advertising planning and production company founded primarily by members who previously oversaw the sales departments of major advertising agencies. In the future, we will be able to offer a diverse, high-value added service menu, including television advertising and video advertising, to companies that are included in our customer satisfaction rankings. In addition, the company will aim to further expand its business with the support of our financial strength. Both companies will strive to... Okay. Sure. Oh, they have a different press release. Okay. Oh, a very formal one. Okay. Did they acquire the company? What happened here? Might as well just tell it ChatGPT to convert that. Give me a sec. Translate to English, please. Let's see, how does it do? Is it able to capture this? Okay, the company is a small elite advertising planning and production firm founded mainly by members who previously led sales division at major advertising agencies. Its team consists of highly experienced professionals, we said that already, including promotional projects for sports events and digital content creation. By leveraging this company's know-how, we'll be able to offer a diverse, high-value added range of services, including television and video advertisements. The company's included in our customer satisfaction ranking. Exactly, that's what I mentioned, right? Like Sony Insurance would, if they need advertising. Okay, so it becomes a very logical upsell. Furthermore, with the backing of our financial resources, the company will aim for further business expansion. Both companies will strive to build a win-win relationship. So I think this is a pretty good leg up for them. Like going into advertising, I think is going to be good for sales and margins, I think. Shin Kyoko, 8th floor. Okay, capital. Established 2017. Doesn't seem like they acquired it though. Doesn't seem like they acquired it because they did acquire it. Number of shares acquired, ownership before and after acquisition. Number of shares held before change. Acquired 182. Now they have 100%. Oh, okay. The impact of this transaction on consolidated. I like that they bought 100% though. The impact of this transaction on the consolidated financial results was still under review at this point. There are no changes to blah. Okay. So okay, they did buy it. They did acquire the company. Okay. Cool. Okay, back to the thing about them. Okay, so they mentioned earlier that they sold like their subsidiary, I think. So IR news. Okay, it's probably in their IR news, not in their normal news. Probably that's why. Streaming. We have started streaming the videos of Q2. Notice concerning acquisition of Shinasa. Yeah. Yeah. Of new establishment split. Is that in regard to that? Okay. Let's see if it is. Right, okay. Take over the rights and obligations of our mobile business pursuant to. We will not seek approval of the general meeting. Creditors who have objections to this company split will file a claim within 1 month from the. That doesn't seem very. Oricon, which will be a newly established through an incorporation type company split, take over the rights and operations of our mobile business. That sounds like it's still in the company though, not that it's sold. Doesn't? Yeah. I'm confused here. Edit a bit. Okay, if I'm interpreting this information correctly, I have a feeling that they just... It's like it's a lot simpler than this. Like literally they just got absolved by their own company, I think is what it means. Transfer to a company outsider group. I think it got transferred to their own company. I think that's what that means. I think that's what that means. Because if they sold it, they would list the price, right? Or something like that. They should, right? I'm going to quickly look at the future outlook. Okay, let's see. Okay. Business structure is less susceptible to the direct impact of these international factors, which I agree. In addition, we believe that the advertising field to which our group belongs is greatly affected by the social... Okay. Raising employee wages. Okay. So margin's going to decline, likely. Oh, trends. I want to look into this. Okay, so internet advertising market trends. According to an announcement by Dentsu Inc. and 4 other Dentsu Group companies, the domestic internet advertising market is expected to continue to grow at a steady pace, with advertising expenditures in 2024 increasing by 9.6%. And the share of the overall advertising market is going to expand. We expect demand for internet advertising to continue to expand in the future. However, if the number of internet users or the amount of time spent on internet does not increase in the future, so in the growth of internet... okay, that's not really a big deal. Okay. Furthermore, if an economic downturn in the United States and other major countries were to cause companies to reduce advertising expenditure, which in turn would have an impact on advertising demand in the Japanese market, this could weak. Changes in user preferences for internet content. Internet services technology and the market are changing rapidly, and user preferences are also fluctuating rapidly. So if we are unable to provide content that is attractive to users in a timely manner, or if we are unable to maintain price competitive, the number of users may decrease, which could affect the group's performance. The group will provide content for the internet. So I like that their social media is doing well. They have 2.3 million subscribers on YouTube and 1.6 on Twitter. I think they need to strengthen their Instagram. But I'm actually not sure how popular Instagram is in Japan. But whatever the dominant social media is, but it's good that they have 2.3 on YouTube. That's already a really good sign. Yeah, that they're not completely behind on the times. Market trends in the music industry. In the music industry, according to a survey by Recording Industry Association of Japan, the actual production of music software in 2024 was 205 billion yen, down 7% from the previous year. With regard to music distribution, sales of downloads decreased 7% from the previous year, while streaming increased 7%. Yeah, and the ratio of sales to total music distribution sales has exceeded 90% for 2 consecutive years. And the ratio of sales to total music distribution sales has exceeded 90%. Since our group's music marketing data sales are targeted at the music industry, if market trends in the music industry change significantly in the future, it may affect our group's performance. I mean, I'm not really drawing a link here on how. Okay, because streaming has increased, which has offset the sale of downloads, right? I don't think it affects their marketing data sales because yeah, I don't draw the link. Like, number one, I know that music will be in existence for basically, until like for a very long time, music is gonna exist. I'm pretty sure. And this marketing data sales is like the data for the music industry is essentially something that they would just package up for people just to make better decisions. So I don't think it's going to be effective that much. Market trends for mobile devices. According to a survey of domestic mobile phone shipments by Research Institute, smartphone shipments in 2024 will increase 5.7%, accounting for 96.6% of total shipments. In addition, shipments of smartphone compatible with 5G account for 99.5% of total shipments. Our group provides services primarily for smartphone users. I mean, that's not a big issue. I mean, that's also a very outlier event. I can read this on my own time. New business. The group may acquire other businesses or enter into capital alliances if these transactions result in the inability to develop business or recoup investments as originally planned due to changes in the market environment or unforeseen circumstances. This may have an impact on the group's performance. Well, it's good that they note that because I want them to continue to acquire businesses because they are doing well. Communication business. Oricon Me Inc. Website production, management, advertising, sales, entertainment, general site. Oricon News, a site that publishes survey results and indicators of customer satisfaction. Oricon Customer Satisfaction. Information site for women. Eltha, Audition, information site. The View. Oricon News Inc. Provision of news distribution service. Oricon Next Communication, PR, consulting, web marketing consulting, data service business. Oricon Research Management of corporate data provisions service. Oricon Biz Online, management of personal data provision. Q Taiki, providing music databases for broadcasting stations and e-commerce sites. Providing various ranking data, management of Oricon Monitor Research. Oricon Me. Okay, Oricon Me Inc. So did this get absorbed over here? Mobile business, Oricon Me Inc. Management of comprehensive entertainment distribution service. Okay, let me just search Me Inc. and see what that brings us, because absorption type absorption type merger with Oricon Me Inc. as a surviving company and Oricon Next Communication as a disappearing company. Next Communication as a disappearing company. As a market environment surrounding the advertising and PR business. Two companies are graduates. Therefore, based on comprehensive assessment of factors such as creation of one-stop sales system to pursue overall optimization. Okay, I think what happened here, if I'm getting this correct, is that let me just go through this one more time. Is that potentially this business, the mobile business, get absorbed by over here. So maybe the sales from the mobile business will be absorbed into Oricon Me. Not sure. We'll have more clarity next period, but it's not a major segment, I would say. Yeah, mobile segment, 51 million. Yeah, still a pretty small segment, but mobile segment, mobile revenue, mobile distribution. So they have some distribution, some advertising. I think advertising can do well. I think probably data service. So still fire on all cylinders on these two categories, which is their cash cow. Mobile distribution. Yeah, I'm not sure what the fuck happened over here though. Oh, it's right here. Oh, it's in English too. Awesome. Oricon hereby announces that it resolved to transfer the mobile business operation by Oricon Me, the consultancy, to Mediano. In this transaction, the method planned to be used is that ME will create a wholly owned subsidiary, the new company, have the said subsidiary take over the assets, etc., of the mobile business through a company split and transfer all issued shares of the target company to Mediano. What the fuck is Mediano? Since the company split will be simplified incorporation type company split, in which a company's consolidated subsidiary, certain disclosure items and some content of disclosure are omitted. So, what? So it's their own company, right? I think, pretty sure I'm reading this correctly. In the company, purpose of transaction. In the company, the communication business has become the core business segment as the revenue from the customer satisfaction research business and the news and media business have been expanding year by year. In this context, the company has carefully examined the continuity of the mobile business from the perspective of concentrating management resources. As a result, the company determined that by transferring the mobile business to Mediano, which is engaged in M&A business, the company can ensure a smooth transition of the content distribution service, enhance the business value, and contribute to the improvement of both companies' corporate value. I'm not sure I understand what this means. Paid streaming service for mobile devices and PCs. Okay. Overview of the company split. Simplified incorporation type company split. It does not require the approval of the incorporation type company split. Okay, they still own 100%. Okay, okay, okay. So this is just this. Okay, incorporation. Okay, so they're just being absorbed back into the company. I don't know what the fuck that means. This here's split. I just think it's something else. Wait, what the fuck? I think that they. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Thank you, Ad Hearing. Yeah, yeah. This makes it make more sense. Yeah, because this is a completely different company, and it's owned by 9438. Let's take a look at this company. M&A business, MTI company overview, please. Okay, what happened over here, buddy? 18,000, 5%. Holy Jesus. What's their 3 year? 500 went up to 1300, down to 700. Okay, description. Yep, yep. MTI Limited engages in the content distribution for mobile devices, mobile phones in Japan. It operates through 4 segments: care business, school DX business, content business, and other. The company provides content services including videos, music, books, comics, weather, map, and road information. Personal comic works, Luna healthcare, women's healthcare service, Karada medical examination service, online medical consultation for clinics. Okay. So they're just a holding company, maybe? It seems like. Income statement. Okay, if they're doing M&A and revenues are supposed to increase, they're doing a pretty shit job. Wow. Operating income going down the drain over here. What type of M&A business is this? Market cap 500 million. Cash or cash enterprise value. This enterprise value has gone up, but multiples. That's not very good. That's not a very good. What? My revenues have barely gone up. What is going on? Huh? 5 years. What's 5 years? 418. So maybe they've acquired so many different type of companies that potentially. Okay, number of shares held after is 0. Fair value. Okay, so they're selling it. Yeah. November 1st, 2024. Okay, so they're basically giving up on this segment. Okay, they're giving up on this segment. They're no longer doing it. Essentially, is what's happening. So this segment was the mobile business provides content distribution services for music, books, and etc. So they're giving up on that. Paid streaming service for mobile devices. Okay, so they attempted to make their own type of Spotify, and it didn't work. And they spent 300K to make it. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Oh, it's funny that they have an English filing. I wasn't expecting that because their other filings don't seem like they're in English. Or am I just blind and they actually release English filings? Oh, they have an English filing. Wow, okay, awesome. What? Okay. Well, let's read this. Let's go over this. This is exciting. Okay. But this is a weird translation. Yesterday is a simple sentence. It just said, oh, to get rid of fake news. In a society where information makes things complicated because, for example, of the scourge of fake news, Oricon will earn the trust of society by turning facts into intelligence. From an objective and fair... Oh my god. Who wrote this? Oh my god, okay. Oh my god, no. Okay, reduce in news and media business. Decrease in revenue from news and media business. Yeah, so they're gonna have a decline in mobile business. That's fine. So margins dropped because of foreign exchange losses, where in fiscal 2023 it had foreign exchange gains. Impact primarily by gains on sale of investment securities and share subsidiaries. Okay. Customer satisfaction, resource, news, and media dropping. I wish we could get segment profit from news and media and customer satisfaction research. I have a feeling that the margins from customer satisfaction research is really high and is being diluted by news and media, potentially. Segmented operating profits. So 2391. Okay, this looks similar to. Let's go back over here. 2391. Okay. Okay, so this segmented operating profit, but it just doesn't account for company-wide expenses. Okay. Impacted by increasing costs for SEO enhancement and personnel costs. So SEO is search engine optimization. So they did mention about wanting to rank higher on their searches. An increase in revenue from customer satisfaction research was more than offset by decrease in news and media. So again, like news and media, like this is I don't want to put it. Again, this confirms my doubts that this is something I don't know if this format of, you know, attaining news, let's say, right, entertainment news, I don't know how whether young audiences members like elementary students, high school students, or even post-secondary or young adults would actually be into this type of structure. Like I personally would not be, right? And I'm not even that young anymore, right? But yeah, I wonder what people in, as like, if any of my viewers, if you're in Japan right now, do you guys actually look into this type of stuff? Like, how do you guys consume news, entertainment news, right? Is it through just social media? Because I personally just get all my entertainment news either from YouTube or social media, or yeah. Customer satisfaction research business. All business consisting of trademark use, digital promotion, and data distribution have progressed favorably. Sales. Okay, so let's think about seasonality. So Q4 is the best. Why? Why do we think Q4 is the best? I have a feeling that it's because most companies have filed their annual reports in a similar period in which they do. And so when it's time to use this type of research, it would be in Q4 when you have to release your annual report, right? So that would make a lot of sense. But it's not like the increases, like, or the drop in other quarters is significant. That's significant, right? Like this, it's still pretty even. Just that there is more demand in other periods, because you don't want to be late in getting this type of research, right? You want to get this research when you want it, but there's more of a reason to get it in Q4 than in other quarters. Yeah. Customer satisfaction research, SEO efforts have improved the domain rating of our website, resulting in better search visibility. Good. We gain more high-value clicks by taking advantage of personalized search rankings. Trademark use. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is information I need to be inputting into my model. So they have, in their community communication or whatever business, they have, actually, let me take a look here. 162.108. This is sales. So 1649566 something, and then data distribution 106. Let me quickly do some calculations here. Oh, wrong period. Okay, that makes way more sense. Okay, 1649566 106. What was the other one? 106. 106 on Park. What's the total here? 2321. 2321. Okay, it's off by a little, but trademark use, digital promotion, data distribution. Customer satisfaction, CS revenue. Okay, and then we have the previous periods, which is very helpful. We want to be inputting that here. 1559, 45295, 1651. Okay. So it dropped and it went back up. Digital promotion. Okay, not bad. Okay, this is closer. Why is this one off by so much? 1649, 566, 106. I have a suspicion that they potentially mistranslate. As weird as that sounds, that's definitely potential. Sorry, what? 11. 566, 106. Oh, it's right. It's right. 1649, 566, 106. It's too big of a difference, though. Whatever. We get a feel. We have a feel of what it should be. So I think that's fine. Not ideal, but it's fine. Yeah. Oh, I should also change the fiscal year because it's they call it something different. So to change this to 4. Make sure to get the information accurate to the data. Okay, one last period. 907. Oh, trademark use. I think trademark use is related to like, oh, if you have to name drop us, like, oh, this is Oricon's ranking, right? We were #1 on Oricon's rating. If you want to use that, then you have to pay us. So that's like that's permission to basically print money, from how I view it. Yeah, this is going to be obsolete, so that's going to be 0 next quarter. Interesting. Okay, next, going back. The increase in new clients outweighed the negative impact of ranking fluctuations caused by the CS ranking update, resulting in sales decline exceeding those of the same period last year. So no contract due to ranking change. So they're saying some of their revenue dropped because their ranking declined. Fewer large-scale campaigns. Poor cost effectiveness. Other market impacts. New contract for trademark use. So yeah, that did seem to have increased substantially, but data distribution, digital promotion, customer transfer. Okay, so this points to a potential risk of the business, right? Which is that if their SEO rankings decline, then that's a risk. So that's a note I need to make on this company. So SEO ranking affects business negatively when ranking drops. Definitely is a risk factor. Risk factor, right? Google search engine algo change. It could negatively affect company. Now, how do we think about how this can be offset? Well, one thing I can think about immediately is if you have ChatGPT, for example. So Oricon is famous because of its reputation, right? So it's able to charge its rates. It's seen as dependable because of its long history of producing this type of data and this type of rankings, right? So, for example, if someone asks on ChatGPT, "Hey, what were the top 10 most the top 10 best songs in terms of sales were in Japan," for example, right? Then it'd be like, oh, based on Oricon's top 10 list last year, right? That's going to be the SEO rank. So that's going to replace the SEO rank as the go-to data provider in an AI output, right? So that's the question, is like, how does AI models affect business model? Can they be the go-to data, go-to answer when related questions appear, i.e. top 10 songs in Japan based on sales? Does Oricon ranking get suggested? So that would be how I would view that. Now, another idea is, SEO optimization can be costly, right? So if people default to not using Google for this type of thing, and they default to using an AI model for this type of result, then you could argue that, hey, this money that they have to spend on search engine optimization, it won't be a cost in the future, because it's going to be all AI driven, right? And people who look at the AI and then look at the actually, there's good and bad. I can also think about an actual layer that's bad, because when you have the search engine optimization, you click on the site and you visit the site. So you visit Oricon News for that ranking. But if it's an AI output, you look at the rankings, like, oh, we're just going to believe that whatever it says are the top 3 songs, or the top 3 songs I'm going to put on my Spotify, right? And I no longer need to even hit the website, right? But what Oricon News wants, or what Oricon wants, is not only for you to look for that ranking, but you want you to visit that website, because if you think about it, right, if you look at the website, right, you go there for a ranking and you see all this other shit, right? Like you see, like, oh, I'm into baseball. Let's see what's information on baseball, right? Like, so it's like a cross-selling thing, right? Yeah. Okay. What else? So, customer satisfaction research business, insurance industry, financial industry, cram schools, school, life related, telecommunication, housing, beauty, wedding, entertainment. Like, what could be missing here? Like, I feel like there should be more. Okay, what are things that I use in my daily life? Okay, so I feel like, do they have anything related to like finding housing, like renting? There's car purchasing, used car sales. Okay. Um. Oh, housing industry, real estate broker sales for condos. Um, rental information websites. Okay. Okay, they do have that. Okay, so just thinking about like what people post grad would have to look for. Housing, food. You know what? One could be food related. Like, what are the top? But then the thing is, with food, you're competing with Tabelog for restaurants, right? They could do their own one for food for restaurants. They could do one for restaurant chains. They could do one for grocery stores, like where like best places for pre-made meals, right? So like best places for um, to buy alcohol, best places to buy groceries in general, like milk, yada yada yada. I feel like that would be. I think that would be interesting. So I think that they can definitely do more rankings, but I guess 186 is a lot. But then the question is, you know what? One thing we have to look at right now is how many employees they have, because I feel like this is a labor intensive type. Is it labor intensive? Like, let's think about this in terms of like setting up a program where like you collect the customer satisfaction data and you analyze it and use AI to do it, so you don't need to use humans anymore. So if you can create a structure that can be applied to different industries, it should not be limited to how many that there is here. 7 plus 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. like they could definitely have more than 14 categories. I get it. They have 186 lists because these are the most main ones, right? There could be a senior care one, like what are the best senior homes or senior home providers. Um, there could be fashion related. I see beauty, but I don't see anything fashion related. Like, what are the best places to buy a T-shirt? Right, Uniqlo, right? It can definitely be okay. Let's take a quick look at employees, because I think that is going to be very helpful. How many employees do they have? I don't think it's going to be in this page, but we'll just take a look. Yeah, don't think it's going to be here, but nope. Okay. Let's take a look at. Okay, so they do have financial presentation, securities report. I'm interested in that. Very nice. What is okay? They do have an employee count sometimes here. That's not employee. Yeah, that's employee count. Is declining. No. Yeah, I remember seeing this in yesterday's live stream when I did it. It's declining. No, they need to hire more people. They need to hire more people. Okay, I'm gonna put that down as a note. It's like HR policy. Why are they not hiring more people to expand more categories / ranking lists for their customer satisfaction? Why is my satisfaction survey? Okay, actually look into how the number of rankings / the list. Okay, sorry. Number of surveys have expanded over time. So that's something to also look at is like, yeah. Because I might say like, oh, it looks like they potentially haven't done much, but maybe they have more ranking lists. So they have 186 ranking lists. So they have 186 ranking lists as of fiscal year 2024. What was it historically? So, information to look into. Other ops stats. So, customer satisfaction survey ranking list. So here we have 186. Be interesting to see. Oh, 16 rankings increase. So they had 170 in the year before. Okay, so that's good. So they are expanding it. So as this expands, you know what? You can also do the growth rate of this and do like, you know, like this increase over time. Growth in ranking lists percentage. Yeah, so look into something like that, I guess, over time. Great. We have news and media, but I think that was already broken down. We do have a comprehensive number for that, unless it does more minutia. I don't think so. Okay, let's take a look at seasonality. So it seems like Q3 is good here, Q3 is good here. So Q3 over the last 3 years have done well. Tie-up ads and contents for third-party media. Q3, where does that fall into? Q3 is around September, so July, August, September. So it could be okay. So in terms of entertainment, right? When do people have time to go to concerts, buy music, enjoy summer? Probably around that period of time, July, August, September. Makes a little sense. So I can see that happening. Fiscal year 2020, that would be 2019, so 2021. Q1 was doing well, then COVID happened. 2022 resurfaced. Okay. Overview of communication business. Own media, Oricon news, trend in the number of sessions. Number of sessions. What do you mean number of sessions? Like visits to the website? Decreased 3%. Decreased by approximately 5% on our from Q1 to Q4. Decreased 3% year over year. I'm not understanding this wording here. Decreased by approximately 3% year over year, but what does that mean by Q1 to Q4? What does that mean on average for each quarter? Decreased by approximately 5% year over year, decreased by approximately 7% year quarter over quarter. So last quarter to this quarter decreased 7%. Okay. Hopefully that's not an accelerating trend. Per session value. Value. Does that mean like the amount of time people spend in the on their site visit? So increased by 4%. Okay, so number of viewers number of sessions have declined, number of visits have declined, but then the duration of each session is increased, is what I'm getting at. Hopefully that's actually the translation, because number 15, let's take a look at that real quick. I think this is I feel like that's something like that can be easily Google Translate. Let's Google Translate that real quick. Japanese English. News distribution. Okay, that's not it. This I think is the number of sessions. Still says sessions. Session unit price. What the fuck does that mean? Session unit price. Pretty sure that's not the right translation. Am I missing something here? Am I just like brain farting right now? Does anyone in the chat know what this is? Good to see you stream back. Yeah. No, good to have you joining me back to back. Thank you, Alistair. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing this a lot more often because I'm pretty much done moving and I'm setting up internet, but I'm actually using public Wi-Fi, which is not the best. But yeah, on Tuesday I'm gonna have my own internet setup. So after that, then the stream quality or whatever. I mean, stream quality is good right now, even though I'm using public Wi-Fi. But yeah. Hopefully you can continuously back to back join me. Yeah. Let's see here. Are unique initiatives such as enhancing website usability help drive an increase in unit prices? Okay, another interpretation of what is happening is that when someone clicks into an article, right, and they see an ad, the ad generates value to them, right? Because there's ad spend, right? So if I say on that website, for example, this is not the best example, but let's see, let's test it out. So this Seiko SX, Fade Grand Order, this is definitely a product placement to showcase that product, right? Any other advertisements here though? Not really though. Okay, let me look at a different article. 3 classic K-dramas that are highly acclaimed. I mean, this is definitely product placement, like a mofo. Okay, that's like a definition of that. Ranking of breakout actors in the first half of 2025. This, I don't know if this is product. This is actor placement, but related features. Breakout comedian ranking. Breakout actors. Oh, interesting. Okay, Rakuten. Okay, so that's the one ad. So what I mean is like this. So potentially each session, if I click, let's say, 5 articles, right? And I see 5 of these ads, then potentially what that would mean is that I generate more revenue, right? So essentially, if people are spending more time or clicking more posts, for example, or engaging more, or it could be literally companies spending more on advertising in general. But they're pointing at enhancing website usability. So if the website usability is enhanced, then people stay longer, right? So that could be that. Okay, news and media. Business performance bottoming out and entering a full-fledged recovery phase. Use of AI will increase productivity of high unit price pages. Business performance bottoming out. So they're saying that this decline is going to bottom out and we're going to see recovery. Use of AI will improve productivity of high unit price pages. So are they saying that by using an AI model like ChatGPT, right, and asks about some certain current event and it spits out an article to be referenced, Oricon news is going to be a reference? I do not have a CPA. Irish Media 2.0. Sorry, I don't have that street cred. Why? Do you have a CPA? Are you an accountant? I'm not an accountant by trade. Okay, so digital promotion, customer transfer business growing further. Digital promotion, customer transfer business growing further. SEO efforts paying off. Improved domain reputation of our CS ranking website. Our website appears in the Google AI overview, moving us into even more favorable position. That's very good. So that's what I said. That's what I alluded to earlier. Is like not only do you get to rank high on the search results, you also should do well in terms of AI, what AI spits out. Advertising, achieving business synergies with Shin Asai Inc. Growth through monetization of major projects. While expected to contribute to revenue, its impact on profit is likely to remain limited due to the amortization of goodwill. Sales forecast by segment. Communication increased, news and media increased by 13%. Research increased by 6%. Okay. Why is it operating profit only increased by 3.4% when net sales increased by 22%? Why? Okay, so these are good enough reasons. So proactive human investments as wage increases. So they're going to be paying their 187 employees that they have currently more. I also hope that they hire more people. I also hope that, continuing IT investments for AI technology expansion. I think that this is very important that they do that because that requires them to use less labor force to achieve the same results. So definitely do that. We place the highest priority on shareholder returns and will continue to pay stable dividends. Yeah, so I remember that, okay, they pay a 4.7% dividend yield. if I remember correctly. What's our EPS again? 74, 77, 82, and they're paying out 36, so almost half. Yeah, that's in line with 48% dividend payout ratio. Hello, Brian Jang. Hello. Yeah, so, certain information about myself I won't be sharing, but I will say that the CFA, in terms of actual applied and how much you're going to be using it in actual stock research, it's not a lot, I would say, because you realize how, like, for example, in CFA level 2, you have like a bajillion equations that you can memorize for free cash flow, and for free cash flow to the firm, free cash flow to the yeah. And in the real world, you don't have to so I have an intuitive sense of what free cash flow and how it's supposed to be calculated, right? But I don't, if you ask me to regurgitate actual equations and stuff like that, it's not really required. So I think the CFA is really just something that's good for if you are doing the traditional finance path and want to get a job. Then I think you should get it anyways. And if your employer is paying for it, I don't see a reason why not. But if you're not currently working a finance job, I don't see why you would need it in terms of improving. No, I'm not considering it though. Not sure if it would help a lot. Through probably will just do a VSE write-up. Exactly. So if you were to get approved for Value Investors Club, then that's already a stamp of approval. But eventually, if you get a job in finance, I think the natural progression of that is that they will pay for you to take this as exam. So I would say that it would be beneficial for you to do that. Hello, Brian Jang. How's your day been? Today we're covering Oricon. Glad for you to join us. We have 6 concurrent viewers, the highest it's been so far. So if you haven't interacted in chat, please interact. If you have subscribed, please subscribe. There's going to be an interesting animation, and you can replace 721637. That username that's the recent subscriber. I really want that to get removed with a new name. So please do so, because this is a recent subscriber from the last stream. So let's get a new subscriber for this stream. Complete share buybacks. So let's see. Number of shares bought back. 159,400. 80%. Total buyback price of shares. 127 million. Oh, they've completed 80% of the share buyback program. I see. Buyback period expired. We'll continue our efforts to enhance shareholder returns. So they bought back 127 million, and then their market cap is, what the fuck? Okay, they clearly not buying back enough. Oh wait, this is the wrong company. Excuse me. So they bought back like a little over 1%. That's what they're saying. Got home from work. What are these crowns? I see that there are crowns next to people's names. Like Ad Timmering is number 1, Irish Media is number 2, and then Brian Jang's number 3. What does that mean? Oh, you guys gain XP. You guys gain XP from engaging. Okay. So you guys better outcompete each other. Okay. In terms of getting EXP as my share, that's funny. So do you guys level up by engaging? That's interesting, or being active viewers. That's freaking awesome. Yeah. So buyback period, they had a year to buy back, a little over a year to buy back, and they only bought back 127 million, sub 1%. I mean, it's something, but it's not great. Promotion of business transformation based on the corporate philosophy, turning facts into intelligence. Like I would prefer them because they give a 4.7% dividend yield. I would prefer them buying back more shares, like tuning the dividend down a little bit, but buying back more shares. I think is more beneficial. But I guess it's whether the company, the business, the management believes 10 times PE is attractive. But if we look at historically, let's quickly take a look at that real quick. Okay. It's been around the same range, but then EV/EBIT has been the lowest it's been, right? So, promotion and business transformation based on corporate philosophy, turning facts into intelligence. Previously, the mobile business and publishing business has been the main contributors to net sales, but proactive business restructuring has made the customer satisfaction research and news and media business into major revenue supporters. As a result of promoting business restructuring, we have dramatically increased our operating margin and recently transformed ourselves into a highly profitable company, maintaining an operating margin around 30%. Oh wow, so they started off of having an operating margin of like sub 10%, going up really high, sub 10%, and then boom, like, wow, okay. And they went from, excuse me, well, being predominantly mobile to now predominantly customer satisfaction, which is good. They've expanded that quite a bit. News and media has also been a huge driver for growth, which is surprising because I would imagine their website to be declining in sales, but it's actually had the opposite. Data providing has been quite stable, and mobile business has completely contracted. This is likely due to like Spotify and YouTube Music and that kind of stuff. Probably that's why, right? Because if they have their own type of streaming service, you see, that's very interesting, right? Like, how is it possible that you have a streaming service and you get fucked over, right? Like, you literally have one of the number one top music ranking, charts, like the Billboard equivalent, and then you get screwed over. I think that's an interesting case study of how that happened. I think, but good for them to be able to replace that with this, and that's probably why the operating margin is so high, is because like the streaming business or whatever, it's likely not as great. But publishing too, advertising. So they're coming. Okay, advertising is a new one. I think advertising is going to do well, but I don't know what that advertising margins will be. TIKR, I've only used the free version. I've never used the paid version of TIKR. Yeah. Do you recommend it? Have you used Koyfin, and how would you compare both of them? You know what? One video I'm going to be making in the future is I'm just going to pay for 1 month of TIKR, and then try to do a live stream with it and see how I like either, and just give it an unbiased review of both Koyfin. I am affiliated with Koyfin in that, like, if you use my affiliate link for it, I get a nice commission, but you guys also save 20% or 25%. So I'm gonna name drop Koyfin real quick. Like, that is my preferred data provider. Yeah, I haven't used TIKR since like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But I've only used the free version, and I use TIKR mainly to look up what certain investment gurus have in their portfolios. That's what I use it for. But yeah, now we have 7 concurrent viewers. So if you guys are new, welcome to continuous compounding. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. You will get a nice animation, and you get to replace the current recent sub in the top right corner. Okay. Yeah, so that's a note. I need to put that as a note. How come mobile business declined so drastically? Is mobile Spotify their version of Spotify? If so, what happened? Yeah, I'm still a little confused about what that was. Potentially what I can do is just pull up an annual report from that period of time and compare. But like, what happened to publishing? News and media. So I actually was under the assumption that news and media was a declining thing, so potentially revenues are really high, but it's actually very interesting that news and media has actually improved over time. So given their website looks like definitely need to graph out the trend and customer satisfaction. CS, I'll just call it CS research. Graph out trend of ranking lists. For sure I need to do that. Yeah. But this is customer satisfaction data. I can see that being really high margin. Okay, business description. Wow, you have it this late in the fucking IP, right? Conducts internet surveys for users of various services and ranks and announces the results annually from an independent position that is fair and unbiased. As of December 2024, we have surveyed 3.84 million people across 184 categories. So now they have 4.02 over 186 categories. So for an extra 2 categories, they interviewed another 200K people. The largest revenue source is trademark use, in which companies pay a fee for a license to use the ranking results marked by Oricon's trademark logo for their own advertising and promotion. Why the fuck was this information not in their in their financial statements or stuff? Like, this stuff should be like readily available, and this should be put up like much higher in the investment presentation. It's crazy to me. Digital promotion in which customers are transferred to client company websites from search engines and Oricon's own medium. Okay, so do they help with SEO as well? I can understand this one because the Seiko Ash Fade order was a clear one, right? Data distribution, which provides broad-ranging analysis of survey results. Consulting, which provides details and additional surveys to individual companies. So if you want consulting from them, base up the results. So they withhold certain information, maybe? News and media create over 3,500 news and featured articles and video content per month, focusing on entertainment. So they have 2.33 million subscribers on YouTube. That makes a lot of sense. And I think that their YouTube channel can definitely continue to increase. Acts as a news agency to distribute news to Yahoo News and other major online media sites. Okay. The official YouTube channel of Oricon's own media, Oricon News, has amassed 2.27 million subscribers. Yes, good job. So good that they timestamped that, for this one. Ad revenue from the number of page views in the session on Oricon's own media and distribution partner platforms. Revenue from sponsored advertising and PR consulting. Fees received for providing content to distribution partner media outlets. And creation and promotion management for online ads. Data providing business. Collects sales data and creates rankings for music, videos, and books. Revenue from broadcasters, e-commerce sites for providing music databases and ranking data. So I guess when they name drop them, but then is that trademark use? I'm curious how that works. Mobile business. Okay, paid streaming service for mobile devices and PCs. Music streaming site, Oricon Music Store. Ebook site, Yomulun. Pay-as-you-go billing for member downloads. Oh, it's one of those sites. So it's literally like iTunes, but for Japan, I guess. Huh. I mean, good luck if you're competing against iTunes, right? Paid streaming service. Pay-as-you-go billing. I mean, it could be their own version of Spotify, but who knows? Policy to proactively invest in management resources. This is bad English. In technologies and seeds of future business opportunities. Who the fuck did they hire for this translation? This is atrocious. In addition to shareholder return, cash and deposit free cash will be used to actively invest management resources in technologies and seeds of future business opportunities. In addition to our recent demonstration test efforts involving generative AI and other technologies, we will develop approaches to promising technologies and seed future business opportunities through various methods, including in-house technology investment and M&A. Okay, they did some investments recently. That's good. Generative AI, Web3, cool. And recruiting and retaining top talent. Investing in new technologies through in-house technologies and M&A. Okay. Continue to achieve the highest DOE among TSE listed companies, backed by ROE levels exceeding 20%. Dividend per share has increased more than 4 times out of the last 10 years. Good, consistently increasing dividends. That's good. So they don't build up a cash pile. I like that. Yeah. Customer satisfaction research, business model and strengths. Okay, they're actually going to the business model now. Okay, that's good. So customers announce, right? Respond to internet survey. Like, how do they even have this touch point? Like, I've never done any of these internet surveys before, personally. Announces ranking, increase consumer satisfaction, license trademark logos, self-survey data, reports ranking, and provides suggestions, provides consulting services, provides digital promotion redirection, contribute to the growth of companies by improving their services, use services, provide services. I'm actually curious on how do you even reach out to these people? Like, who does these type of stuff? Oricon customer satisfaction research, trademark use, and trends in the number of annual rankings announced. Oh, they have 184, but they had 191. Okay, but they've had increase in survey participants, which is good. But how do they even gain these survey participants? Like, who are they? Like, wouldn't the cost of getting someone to do these surveys increase linearly? Maybe. The Oricon customer satisfaction research trademark logo can be used in various media by signing contract by plan. Although the number of services covered by the rankings has increased and the trademark use sales are growing, there is still great potential for further use of Oricon trademark logo as trust in the rankings grow even further. Rank logo by industry and business type. So I guess this type of thing with the gold stuff is their type of trademark logo. But the thing is, I don't see Oricon on this though. Or does that mean Oricon? Wait, hold on a sec. Let me. What is that? Does that say Oricon? Oh, it does say Oricon. Okay. Okay, that says Oricon on it. So okay. Item or sector rank logo by industry and business type. Okay, cool. Main media in which logo can be used. TV commercials, ads, YouTube ads, social media. Okay. Oh, this is very scalable then. This is infinitely scalable. Yeah. Trends in the number of annual rankings announced. I really like this business. This is a great business. Oh, I like that. I like it. I'm just curious how they even get people to do this many surveys. Next note. You should try Koyfin. See, tell me how it goes. Okay, and I'll try TAKR as well. I'll do it for 1 month though, because I can probably tell within the first, I want to say, if they have a free trial, I'll try the free trial. But I can probably tell you within, I don't know, 1 or 2 hours of using it whether I prefer one or the other. Probably, yeah. Yeah, interesting. So this is rankings that we have. So this is good. I might as well put that into my Excel model right now. I better say it wouldn't increase by 16, so I dropped to. Okay, so I guess at the year end is 184, but they're at 186 now, right? So 168, 191, 184, 190, 190, 155. Very good. Increase of society 132. 135. 137, 155. Good. Okay. Interesting. Customer satisfaction research process and Oricon strengths. Select target companies independently as a third party that takes neither consumers on a company's side. Conduct fair and unbiased research and strictly process data and statistics to create rankings. Leverage our brand power built through music rankings, which we have continuously provided to consumers from a fair and unbiased standpoint, to steadily build credibility on Oricon rankings in industries besides music. See, that I find very compelling, right? That I can get behind for sure. Customer satisfaction research process turns satisfaction into intelligence. Results of continuing the process fairly, thoroughly, and without bias. Increase credibility of Oricon ranking, which turns facts into intelligence. Reassure use of Oricon trademark. Energize industries to realize a prosperous and sustainable society. Select as industry suitable ranking, making a questionnaire fitting the target industry. Give the questionnaire to the appropriate population, 100 plus users per company. Process the statistics strictly, fairly, and without bias. Announce a ranking. Give feedback to the companies and collect info on positive and negative factors for the evaluation items. Reflect collected info and questionnaires for the following year and beyond. Brand collaboration with Oricon trademark logo license companies. Oricon brand credibility is further increased with renowned national brand companies use Oricon trade. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. Backed by fair and biased and faithful Oricon rankings, which in turn encourages other national brand companies and different business industries to use our trademark logos. This brand collaboration eventually leads to increased credibility of both Oricon brand and Oricon trademark logo certified services. Oricon brand increased credibility, announced fair and unbiased. Yeah, they better be fair and unbiased though. Use trademark logos, national brand. See, this is where looking into management is a little bit important to understand like where they're at. Like, does this person seem like a person that would cut corners or take bribes and yada yada yada? But for this company to get as far as they did, they probably haven't done that. National brand companies in other industries use trademarks. Questioning the credibility of number one labeling turns out to be a tailwind. Due to the increased number one labeled ads without legitimate evidence, the image of such advertised products and services have been slightly tarnished from 2019 to 2022. So are there other companies doing this type of thing? Like other than Oricon? Many people think number one labeled ads should be based on facts, nearly 80%. Therefore, this situation is a tailwind for a fair and unbiased third-party institution like us, which prioritizes improving customer satisfaction, as it will help increase the credibility of our rankings. Okay, so impression of number one labeled products and services. Very, a little, not really, not at all. It gives me a good impression. So around half of people, little under half. And then 2022 dropped even more. Okay, so lack of credibility now. It makes me interested. Also decline. I trust it. Also decline. It makes me want to trust it. Purchase it. Decline. Okay. Opinions on number one labeled ads based on 1,000 respondents, individuals. Disagree. Agree. I should be based on facts when emphasizing number one in ads. Somewhat agree. Can say other way. Somewhat disagree. Macro mill, so a different provider. So maybe there's these other places that do this type of thing, and then okay, so if that is the case, then okay, this is multifaceted, right? If people are not trusting of those labels, then the value proposition that the industry as a whole gets results in the industry going down, right? Of course, Oricon can differentiate itself by being a truly unbiased provider, right? But if everyone thinks like everyone is shit, like if the consumer sentiment is, I think everyone that uses some branding logo or trademark like this is just complete crap and utter nonsense, then Oricon's going to be dragged as well into this. Even though, well, I don't know truly what is the case, because I've never really looked. I don't really watch TV ads anymore, so I've never seen one of these logo things before because I'm not based in Japan. Now, even though this trustworthiness is shrinking, what it could result in, what that could happen is anytime you see an Oricon logo or trademark, they have an opportunity to increase their market share in the eyes of the audience as a reputable source of true like rankings, right? What do I mean by that? So, for example, for a period of time, Michelin star rankings for restaurants, like 3 Michelin stars means a 3 Michelin star restaurant means it's worthwhile to travel to a country just to visit that restaurant. Okay. A 1 star means that you could, I can't remember exactly what 1 or 2 star means, but it's something around like, oh, it's worth it to travel within your country to that restaurant. I think 1 means it's worthwhile to make a road trip, right? Which is why Michelin created that guide, so for people to know, like, to give people ideas on how to drive their cars, right? People drive to another province or within their city to visit a restaurant, they're going to use their tires more, right? So it's giving people the reason to use their tires more. Right. But then in Japan, something that has kind of superseded or surpassed Michelin star rankings is a tabelog ranking. Why? It's because Michelin got to a stage where it was really just too fussy. Right? It got too fussy. Meaning it wasn't a true reflection of whether something tasted good or not. Like if someone had 3 Michelin stars, it didn't actually mean that it would be worth it to literally travel to that country just to experience it, right? There's only a handful of restaurants that truly is the case. It doesn't, yeah. But what Tabelog is a user-reviewed site where actual customers of a restaurant, give a rating and ranking to that company, right? So any restaurant that is a Tabelog Gold is like, I think there's only like 300 or something. Don't quote me on the number. There's only 300 out of all the restaurants in Japan. In Japan, there's like over I think so many restaurants in Japan, right? So to be even in that top echelon is already amazing, right? But it's based off the ratings are based off of real customers, where Michelin guides are based off of the reviews from quote unquote food reviewers, right? People who quote unquote know what they're tasting and you know. But I feel like Michelin star is representative of people who have quote unquote refined taste, right? Whereas Tabelog is a true reflection of people who can't taste, oh, this has a hint of cinnamon or burnt applewood or notes of cinnamon. You know, people that aren't that fussy. Yeah, I got on a tangent, but that could be related to this. Two approaches to expand Oricon trademark logo usage. Oricon customer satisfaction ratio still has room to expand the number of categories covered, as well as potential for growth in terms of personalized rankings based on factors such as region, age, and gender. Additionally, there is room for growth in contract rates. Continue to conduct fair and accurate surveys and announce rankings to further enhance its credibility as an index established in a society that connects consumers. Okay, there's that, yeah. Trends in contract rates. Rankings, trademark logo, CS website, improving appeal. Trends in contract rates. What does that mean? Continue to conduct fair and accurate surveys and announce rankings to further enhance its credibility as an index established in a society that connects consumers and communities. Room for growth in contract rates. What does that mean? Like, what does that percentage mean though? Like, I'm trying to figure out, because if they use their trademark, they automatically have to pay them, right? So is that something like, oh, one-time use of their trademark, or if they sign a contract and have an annual subscription, they can name drop them or drop their trademark as many times as they want in that year? Is that what they mean? I'm not really sure. So yeah, what is contract rates? What are contract rates? Yeah, what are contract rates? Okay. Digital promotion business initiatives. The business focuses on organic customer transfer from search engines and Oricon's own media to client company websites. The conversion rate from Oricon rankings to client company website is high due to trust in the Oricon brand. Strengthen initiatives to boost revenue by further refining search engine algorithmic analysis, particularly that of Google. Right. Search of a purpose. Oricon. Trust in Oricon rankings and the Oricon brand. High conversion rate, organic customer transfer to client company websites. Boost revenue by further improving the accuracy of Google algorithm analysis. Consulting business initiatives. Identifying low scoring items in Oricon ranking data and conducting additional user surveys and employee interviews. We can locate specific areas of dissatisfaction among service users and propose measures to solve issues. We intend to expand the consulting business to companies that have not yet concluded trademark logo licensing contracts, because we can apply accumulated expertise without a large increase in personnel. We can apply our accumulated expertise without a large increase in personnel. Trying to figure out what that means. Oricon ranking data analysis of target company. Create additional survey items based on original ranking data to explore low scoring items and the underlying reasons. Identify problem areas for improvement through not only intermittent surveys of service users but also employee interviews. Recommend strategies to resolve issues. Improve services of target companies. Improve user satisfaction. Companies eligible for trademark logo licensing contracts. Companies eligible for consulting service. Oh, I see what they mean. Okay. What this means is, okay, if you have number one, you're top 1, 2, or 3, let's say, in a category. Correct? So now you can display that logo that you are number one, right? So Sony Insurance, car insurance, they're number one, right? But what about the 5th and 6th car insurance provider, right? They might come to being like, okay, why is it that Sony's number one and I am number 5 or 6, right? So then they would do this process. Okay, so I can see, you know. And then they charge a consulting rate and yada yada yada. All employees at the Oricon group utilize generative AI. Azure OpenAI. That's good. Azure OpenAI, etc. Ready to employ Copilot. Enhance research and data analysis, streamline reporting, ensure time for human fact-checking, providing new solution menu, customized CS rankings, data distribution, trademark use, digital transformation, data distribution. Data analysis. So that would help in the consulting business for sure. All employees. Oh, that's a vision. Okay, yeah, they should definitely be using AI if they haven't already. Okay, so that's definitely a growth. Yeah, new growth in the customer satisfaction research business by raising awareness. Trademark use, digital promotion, data distribution. Yeah, this is an impressive segment. I like this company a lot. I like this company a lot. Business model and strengths. Yeah, this is definitely stuff I need to input into my model that I will do so tomorrow. Okay, everyone, this has been 2.5. It's pretty late where I'm at. I'm going to continue the research tomorrow. So if you've enjoyed today's live stream, please tune in tomorrow. Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have any questions you want me to cover tomorrow? Some of you have been staying on for quite a while now. Currently have 6 concurrent viewers. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free. I'll take a small intermission and we can answer some questions and chat a little bit. I don't mind that at all. In about a few minutes, if I'm not getting any questions or any engagement, then that'll be it. So yeah, if any of you guys are new subscribers or new viewers, please subscribe to to the channel. It will result in a nice animation coming up, and then you'll be the most recent subscriber on the top right. But some of you seems like repeating viewers. I've seen you guys in the chat before. Irish Media, I might have seen you, but I haven't seen your logo, I think. I'm not sure if I saw you before. But for you to be a fan, that means with that crown thing, it must mean that you're one of the top viewers for sure. One of the top fans. So glad that I have some top fans now. That's nice to have. Okay, so don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Anything you guys want to comment, you can comment in the comment section below for me to cover tomorrow. And what else you want to see or any additional questions. But yeah, please like, subscribe, and if you guys haven't followed me yet, follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to me and follow me on Substack, and keep staying tuned to my YouTube. Thank you very much, everyone, and see you guys next time. Thank you.